Join the charge. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, heck, we're even on TikTok. There's something for everyone here. We're excited to engage with you. We hope you'll join us moving forward.
Hey everyone, it's Andrew with Supercharged Stocks. I wanted to recap on graphene because we're looking at a very exciting time right now in innovation, and graphene really is being called the wonder material to change the world. And really our insatiable need to make products faster, stronger, smaller, and lighter is driving the development of new and enhanced advanced materials with properties out of reach of prior generations. Goldman Sachs came out with a report entitled Profiles in Innovation, Advanced Materials, which spoke in detail about nanotechnology, advanced materials like graphene, and how it reduces energy, waste, and has a real focus on the environment. The applications in water filtration, energy storage, composite materials like car parts, and of course communications like 5G is incredible. In that report from 3 years ago that Goldman Sachs put out, it emphasized that the price of graphene need to drop about 90% to make it more accessible. But that's not the case anymore. And specifically when we're talking about GMG and the news releases they've had out, they've solved a lot of that problem in regard to scalability as well as functionality of the material. And taking it a little bit of a step back here too, I wanted to mention that it was Andre Guillaume, a physics professor at the University of Manchester, who discovered this unusual new material called graphene. And he's best known for an experiment in which he used electromagnets to levitate a frog. And he published that frog experiment in 1997 in the European Journal of Physics under the title of Flying Frogs and Levitrons. And in 2010, he won the Nobel Prize for it. Graphene came to my attention back in the first quarter of 2019 when I was presenting at Minds and Money, New York City. And I heard a presentation by NanoExplorer Inc., met with them and wrote an article about them for my subscribers. And that company has done exceptionally well in the last couple of years. But that really sparked my imagination. So right now, Samsung holds the most patents and 2 Chinese universities hold the other top patents in ceramics, lubricants, plastics, and whatnot. And this is used in your touch screens, your nano cases in plastics, all to make them lighter and stronger. So today, the company we want to focus on, though, and that IPO just months ago, is GMG Graphene. The reason I wanted to do a special video just in regards to GMG is the developments that have happened lately, and also because a lot of people have reached out with specific questions and want to know a little bit more detail. And it was actually getting a little bit tiring writing out some of these answers for people each by email. So I thought, let's just do a video, get them out there as some of the top questions and answer them for you. So the first question that we had was, for your proprietary process to synthesize graphene, you begin with natural gas. What will be your source of natural gas and what carbon footprint do you anticipate? Also, will there be any carbon capture technology expected to reduce the carbon footprint? Great question, very timely, very relevant. And this one's so vital because it really gets down to the nuts and bolts of this. So having reached out to the company and the whole team there, we have a great response and answer, and that is the natural gas is supplied from the town gas grid in Australia and is what we currently expect to use going forward in other countries. Energy consumption per kilogram of graphene produced has been calculated, but needs to be verified by external parties before we make these public. But we are currently using a mix of solar power during the day and grid power during the night shift. We are sequestering the carbon from the process reaction into the graphene, and our byproduct is hydrogen. The future aim is to have the hydrogen tail gas to largely power the process in combination with solar and batteries to reduce the production emissions and or commercialize our hydrogen and sell to third parties. As well, GMG's products are aimed at reducing the emission of our customers, and when this is taken into account, we expect to be a carbon negative business. But this needs to be third party verified before we can make any kind of claim like that. But that's the intent. That's what they're heading towards. So another great question. Do you have a patent on your proprietary process to synthesize graphene so you have exclusivity for this process? Once again, great legal kind of question, and people are very curious because if you've got the patent, that's a big step. The answer, though, is no, and that they had applied for one, but they terminated it because the high difficulty of enforcing a process patent. So they opted for a trade secret on protecting the manufacturing process IP. in line with expert legal advice that they have obtained. The process was developed by GMG, and we've not licensed it to any other company and don't intend on doing that in the foreseeable future. Another great question is, what is the timeline for scalability of the graphene production? The production is scaled by adding more production modules. We will likely only add more production modules when supply contracts for our products require it. Right now, this is not the critical path. We can add more production modules in 6 to 12 months, depending on the volume we need to add. Our production modules have a very small footprint and are highly scalable. The fifth question that came in that is extremely relevant is, what is GMG's competitive edge over other companies working on aluminum ion batteries? So the IP for the aluminum ion battery developed by the University of Queensland and GMG is the exclusive licensee for cathode batteries. This technology is shown through our announcements, which you can look up, to be multiple times better energy density and power density than the previous best results for aluminum ion batteries by Stanford University. This is due to the very unique technique of perforating the graphene to increase its energy density. So 6, will you be selling graphene, or will it just be used for your own products? So likely we will be largely focused on using it on own internal GMG products. 7, what is the timeline for commercializing the aluminum ion batteries? And as per GMG press releases announcements, they expect a coin cell prototype by the end of the year and a pouch pack by the end of 2022. 8 is a great question too. What is the quality of your graphene compared to vein graphene? GMG has significantly less contaminated elements, silicon and oxygen. We also have a controllable platelet for the size and shape. This allows us to specify and control the type of platelet for each type of application or product. There's been an awful lot of development in a very short period of time at GMG, and we've got high expectations. Having Cantor Fitzgerald join in the last financing has added another boost to the capital side, and we're really looking forward to this final quarter to see what happens before Christmas and then what's going to look like going forward in the new year. So this is a company that's working with a wonder material, an awesome team, a great capital structure, and is really poised to make a big change.